So, as we're all very much aware, we are living through a chopped man epidemic, and there's a big shortage of baddies. It's gone so bad to the point that, like, if I see an attractive man, it genuinely makes my day. I was walking on the sidewalk earlier and I saw a cute guy in his car, so I waved to him and he smiled back at me. And obviously, he drove away after that. But I was like, oh my god, a cute guy? This was at 6:50 p.m. It's 7:17 and I'm still like, oh my god. And I feel like this is gonna power me through my evening. Like, wow, I actually saw an attractive man today. Like, diamond in the rough, needle in the haystack. Seriously.
Hey guys, so in today's topic, we will be talking about lack of self-awareness and people not realizing that what you're complaining about, it's because you just don't qualify for any better. Okay? Ouch. Yep, I'm coming back again with some brutal honesty. So, boom. The viral discussion right now, let me just give you the backstory. During Men's Mental Health Month, and keep that in mind because I think that's what caused the storm. It's like the men were just upset and like angry because they're like, why are you doing all of this during our month? Okay, not during our month. That's at least that's what I've seen the men say. But, anyways, you had a couple of ladies come to TikTok and they were complaining that there is no attractive men left and all of the men left are unattractive and chopped, and they were calling it the chop man epidemic. Okay, so these ladies actually created a lot of backlash, and I am going to show you the backlash.
So, as we're all very much aware, we are living through a chopped man epidemic.
Breaking news. There is an epidemic of women thinking they're more beautiful than what they are, due to the amount of likes and comments from their female peers. Modern women tend to believe that they're more beautiful on average by 90%, a whopping 90%. Some sources say 98%. We're living in an unprecedented time of vanity from women who don't have the stats to back it up. Soon we'll cover the effects of distorted self-image. More on this at 5.
This is actually one of the most diabolical videos on TikTok. I like to call this the chopped man epidemic incident. So basically, this girl right here behind me decided to record a video of herself saying that we're in a chopped man epidemic. Basically, long story short, in the video, she just yaps about how all men are chopped these days and about how there's a quote-unquote shortage of baddies. Before I show you the comment section, I am going to give you a warning because this is one of the most brutal comment sections I've ever seen in my life. This person took the time out of their day to draw this girl, take a photo of it, and then upload it onto a TikTok comment. He's basically implying that she looks easy to draw. Bro, TikTok actually needs to remove the comment photo feature. Like, this is so bad. Like, each frame you pause is just a crazy image. I actually have a theory about this video. I think this girl is like literally just trying to rage bait. Like, there's no way she filmed this and just looked at herself and thought it was okay to post. Like, she literally did this with no makeup and a face full of pimples. It's like she was just trying to piss people off or something. I don't want to give this girl any hate, so y'all can go search up the video for yourself. But to whoever this person is, you need to reevaluate yourself.
They seem to be assembling a team. First, we are living through a chopped man epidemic, and there's a big shortage of baddies. The headstrong leader of the group.
All you guys do is goon. You goon to weird-looking alien You're just weird gooner freaks and you don't know how to get off to a normal-looking woman.
The demolitions expert in Wildcard.
The problem is y'all keep letting ugly men have confidence. That's why so many fucking gargoyles and monsters in the fucking club.
The enforcer and muscle of the group.
Love Island USA is a constant reminder how America has an ugly boy problem.
The stealth and subterfuge expert, and last but not least,
You would cry of happiness if me or her or any of the women in her comments section touched you.
the brains of the operation. Okay, but seriously, what are we supposed to do? We're supposed to sit there and take it? Like, what do you think, we're Travis Hunter? Like, I'm being so for real. Half these women just got on the internet, unprompted, unprovoked and just started dissing men. And not even in like a constructive, ooh, patriarchy way, just like calling them unattractive. And somehow men are the bad guys because they're upset about this. If men said 1/4 of the things that they just said, y'all would explode. And again, I don't promote the spreading of hate in any way, but I mean, why are we sitting here acting like you're the good guys? You're sitting here acting like, oh, how dare these men respond to this like this? How dare these men respond to a perfectly antagonizing message by being antagonized? Like, are we serious? And then we just get through the whole Halle Bailey thing, like basically all those messed up text messages we were sending. It's, oh, it was because of what DDG did. It was in response to what he did. He started it. But now all of a sudden when they start it, it's just completely ignored what they said, but men are doing too much by saying that they're, basically reciprocating the energy. And mind you, I personally have not said anything bad about any of these women. Legitimately, I've done that purposefully, but still, every time I talk about it, y'all find a way to diss me as if I'm part of the problem. When that right there is your team, that is your Fab Five of spreading negativity on the app, but somehow you're mad at men? It's crazy.
Chopped men epidemic, this looking like a chopped society. The people screaming about how everybody's ugly nowadays, A-list contenders. No, I'm average at best to a lot of women, so what you won't see me do is walk up into the function saying what a fine woman at when there's no fine dude to be found. The difference between confidence and ego. You could be happy and comfortable with the way you look, think you look good yourself, but do you fit the beauty standard to call other people ugly? That's where you gotta ask that question. I'm walking around with a Dragon Ball Z shirt and some ripped open headphones. I like the way I look, I don't care. But y'all try to find excuses, and when I say y'all, I'm talking about these individuals, not women. These individuals. Like this girl trying to defend the original girl by saying anybody who calls her ugly is just corn addicted, because somehow she can call people ugly and it's okay, but somebody calls her ugly, then it must be something else. She gives her the most backhanded compliment saying y'all are just used to people with these nice bodies, these nice faces. Y'all don't know what a regular girl looks like. Like, you're giving her the most backhanded compliments you can give her.
Beautiful. Hello. She's actually quite beautiful. Like, actually, dare I say, more than conventionally attractive. But you guys are brain-rotted gooner freaks. And proving her point. You're proving her point. All you guys do is goon. You goon to weird-looking alien plastic surgery messed-up-looking corn stars on Twitter or freaky little anime characters that look like they're 5 years old.
And this girl tried to jump the gun by saying, oh, y'all are going to take a bad picture of me to call me ugly after this video. You're acting like that's crazy. You're calling people ugly, so of course people are going to take pictures of you to call you ugly. Yeah, they would do that if you're pretty too. I'm not going to be disingenuous. They will call you ugly no matter what if you have an opinion that they don't like. But if you're at least semi-self-aware, you can admit that you're not on a level to call everybody else ugly and you're like above them somehow. There is no men chopped epidemic, woman chopped epidemic. We're all chopped. You're simply finding your crowd and surprised that they look like you.
There's grown adults on here going, we're in a chopped man epidemic. I believe I am God's gift to this earth. I do. I'm a narcissist, a real one. I'm a bad person, a real one. And I would never, ever say out of my mouth, all of you are ugly. It's an epidemic of the uglies. I couldn't do it. To a bunch of dudes, too. Do you know? That's how I know they don't spend a lot of time around dudes. Because I regularly get fried by dudes. I love it. It's hilarious. I love it. But I get fried regularly. So I would never come on here and talk about a bunch of dudes knowing that I'm about to get cooked, fried, flipped over, and fried again. First of all, it's rude. Second of all, unless I was ready or unless it was rage bait, it's rage bait. Come on, y'all. We're not living in it. Because I'm sitting here. At first, I fought for it, too. I was like, what do you mean? Where are y'all going to see all these unattractive men? I see a lot of fine men outside. I see a lot of fine women outside. For a little while, there was no fine people outside, and I was sad because I like to go outside and look at them. But I'm weird. But lately, they've been everywhere, and I'm like, ooh, yay, they're back. Then I was like, oh, it's rage bait. It's rage bait. Don't fall for it. Or if you do fall for it, go over there and bully properly.
So as we're all very much aware, we are living through a chopped man epidemic, and there's a big shortage of baddies. It's gone so bad to the point that, like, if I see an attractive man, it genuinely makes my day.
When I tell you the comment section of that video was brutal, I could comment on her looks, but I don't need to, because everything that I'm thinking about saying was already said in the comment section of that video. Do it. People screenshot her face and put it in the comment section. And when I tell you, the close-ups, diabolical, bro.
Okay, so I'm just showing you guys, I just showed you guys a little bit of the aftermath after this lady came on the internet and called the entire gender of men ugly. Well, I'll just show you, people are just, making photos. It's crazy right now. So one person actually, to get this girl to understand that she is the equivalent to these chop men that she's talking about, one person actually turned her into a literal man. So they kept her face the same and gave her a short haircut. And it says chop man epidemic, also literally what she would look like as a dude. Ouch. And then here's the other girls that are, trying to diss an entire gender and call them ugly. They're also, getting their photo done like this. And then, here's another one. So, yeah, it's just a few examples. There's like endless amounts of reaction photos that people have made. And okay, so I'm going to get back to my commentary now and just give you my thoughts on what I think when women come out and basically take a crap on the entire gender or just people, period. People, period, men and women, they actually both do this. So I'm going to give my thoughts. And this is why I think Men's Mental Health Month has a lot to do with why this backfired, because ladies have been saying that and people let it slide. But during Men's Mental Health Month, no, the men were clapping back. And so yeah, the ladies came out, they were like, yeah, there's no more attractive men. They just don't look good anymore. Where are the attractive men? They don't exist anymore. The men were just clapping back with brutal honesty. And they basically said, attractive men still exist. They just don't exist in your life because you are not attractive. And yeah, these girls were getting clowned right back. And I actually have to agree. A lot of the girls that said that, they weren't attractive. They were literally on the look scale, maybe like a 4 at best. They just really lacked femininity. Basically, they were mad that the men in their dating life was their looks equivalent, basically. So, like I said, this conversation, I see so many examples of this, and I've actually called this out on my channel a lot. This conversation has a lot to do with lack of self awareness and delusion. So, a lot of people who lack self awareness, a lot of the times, they come to social media and always embarrass themselves. Okay. I'm going to give you a brutal, honest dating tip. If you feel like people don't do something, no, they still do. It's just not for you. Okay. It's just not happening for you. And usually it's because you don't qualify for that. Okay. So I'll give a bunch of examples. Let's take certain men who are bitter towards women on YouTube. A lot of the times they spend all of their time complaining that there's no good women left. No good women exist. They're all feminists and 304s. I'm just like, who's going to be the one to tell these men, sweetheart, the good women do exist. They're just hiding from you. That's actually kind of true. They don't exist in your realm. They do exist outside of your realm and far away from you. Okay? You don't qualify for good women. Okay? I see this with men and women do this. They both make this mistake. They don't realize whatever results you are attracting in your dating life is because that's exactly what you actually qualify for. So let's talk about women. The women who complain about men all day. The reason why you get these terrible men in your life is because you are a terrible woman. So the good men, they still exist. Like the good men that don't cheat and treat women well, they exist. They just run away from you. You're not that man's match. You get what I'm saying? You're a horrible woman. You're selfish. You're hateful. You're bitter. You are not the equivalent or the match for a good man. You don't qualify for a good man. So a lot of people just don't realize what you complain about, you don't qualify for that. Okay? And this is where the delusions come in because people are overestimating themselves. They think that they should get more than what they deserve. And it goes back to the trend on TikTok where the ladies who were not attractive were complaining that they were like, where have all the attractive men gone? Well, the attractive men are with their equal looks match, and you are not their looks match. The guys were literally telling this girl if she was a man, if she cut her hair short, she would be an incel as a man. Getting back to the ladies that were saying that it's a chopped man epidemic, what I would say to that is people need to stop blaming their dating experiences on the entire gender. It's not a gender thing. No, it's just you. It's just you. It's just you and your dating life and the other people that resemble you or act like you or imitate you. So yeah, I can actually bring up a lot of more complaints because I see this all the time. Again, I talk about this all over my channel. Something else that women will complain about, they'll say things like, "Oh, well, men, they just don't give commitment anymore." I seen a lady on YouTube, literally on YouTube. She had a full video up about how men are just not committing anymore. And in that video, she actually called it a dating crisis and epidemic, and she talks about her individual experience where it's hard for her to get commitment out of men, and she writes it off as the whole dating experience for everyone in general. And I'm like, see, this is the lack of self-awareness. Honey, if I scroll your account, I can see by 2 videos, I can see why men don't commit to you. They're still committing to women, they're just not committing to you. And like I said, it's a lack of self-awareness. Typically, and this is why people are asking me to do image consulting because I'm good in this area. I can look at a person and see the way they talk or just see the way they look. And within 2 minutes, I know exactly why you're attracting those types of results in your life. I know exactly why you have those complaints about how come people don't do this and how come people, yeah, they still do. They're just not going to do it for you because you don't qualify for that. Okay? A lot of people, they overestimate themselves. They think that they're like a pleasure on the dating market. They think that they're a wonderful catch, and they're getting severely humbled and realizing, no, you're actually a nightmare. So this lady, I'll use this lady as an example. I'm sorry, but she looks like a man. You look like a man with long hair. Okay? You have no femininity to you. The men, they were being brutally honest and saying, if you cut your hair and became a man, you would be an incel as a man. Like some of these women are so chopped, if you switch genders, you would actually be an incel. And that's why all that's in your dating realm is incels because you are attracting your equivalent. That's all that's happening. And the only way to get out of this and to try to get better is you have to level yourself up, looks wise and personality wise. People do not understand whatever is currently in front of you, even if it's bad, you qualify for that in some way, shape, or form. I've said this before on my channel. So I'll use Holly Bailey and DDG as an example. People could not for the longest understand why Holly Bailey would date somebody like DDG, right? Because we don't know Holly Bailey. And me just being wise about life and knowing game, I know this is law. Okay, whatever is in front of your face, whatever you are dating, that's because you qualify for that in some way, shape, or form. So I already knew before it all came out, right? You can go back to my video for proof. I had been said that no, Holly is DDG's match because everybody was like, DDG is toxic and DDG's. No. If DDG is toxic and Holly is dating him, then she's also toxic too. So, yeah, go check out that video because everybody was basically talking about how Holly should get with a better man than him and a rich, wealthy, white, nerdy guy that's going to treat her right. Come to find out, 7 months later, when screenshots got released of Holly's horrific BPD behavior, you then see if Holly were to date that type of dude, she would run him off. So the only type of dude that would stay is a dude that's equal to her, that's equally as toxic as her, like a DDG. That's what I said. Go check out the video. This goes for men and women. If you are complaining about a person being horrible in your life, it's probably because you are equally as horrible too. You just don't notice it. Very rarely in life do things not make sense or not match up. This whole one person has to be the angel and the other has to be the villain, that literally only happens in movies. Some of you guys think life is a movie. No, typically whatever is in front of you is because you qualify for that. So back then, if I had a bad relationship, looking back, I probably overestimated myself and felt like, oh, I deserved better. But looking back, no, I didn't. I was extremely leveled down. I had to make some mindset improvements to get the good man that I'm in love with that I have today. Okay? The old me didn't qualify for any better, and that's why I was dating the person I was dating at the time. But during that time, I did not realize that. Everybody just always assumes that they should get the best of the best. Some of you guys don't qualify for the best of the best. And actually, what you're complaining about, you are the equivalent nightmare for the opposite gender. So let's bring it back to the chop man epidemic conversation. She's complaining that there's no attractive men left. Well, if you flipped it, the men can say the same thing about you. They could look at you and be like, where are all the attractive women? It's very important to just take responsibility in your dating life because you don't want to be like these people that just refuse to self-reflect. And they're doing the victim crabs in a barrel thing where they blame it's the entire gender's fault, but they bring it to social media and get severely humbled, like how these ladies got severely humbled by men. The men were saying, you're not attractive. That's why attractive men are not in your realm. Okay? It is very important to have self awareness. And I know this conversation is a hard pill to swallow, or I can give so many examples. There will be some ladies coming on social media, right? And they're saying, yeah, they don't commit and give us flowers and they're not nice and yeah, so that's actually just happening in your realm. Men still do that. They just don't do it for you. Okay? They just don't do it for you. They're writing their experience off as everyone's experience. Within 2 minutes, when you guys have complaints, I can see exactly why that's happening in your life. Okay? So we need to understand your experience is not everybody else's experience. That's just your experience. Whatever you are attracting, it's because that is what you qualify for. If you don't like it, improve yourself. The last example would be when people think that, they have no self awareness and they think that they're clowning somebody in the bedroom. Oh, well, men, they're just not good anymore in the bedroom. Honey, that's your dating experience. Men are still amazing in the bedroom. They're just not good with you. And ironically, it's always the most insufferable, obnoxious, male bashing women that say this too, that have this complaint. And it's like I can look at your personality and I see why the complaint usually makes sense to the person. So for some women, I can see why men just sleep with you, get theirs, turn over, put their socks on, and they're out the door. I'm sorry, but you get treated how you deserve. And when I listen to certain women go on, it's like, my goodness, if I was a man, I would treat you like that too. Some of them are just not wifey material. They're just not girlfriend material. You are insufferable. and vice versa with the other gender. The other gender does this too. I talked about this already, where men have this, at least young men do this. Childish men do this, where they'll make fun of a girl for being dry in the bedroom, and it's like, ooh, no self-awareness, honey. She is dry because she's not turned on by you. Woo! Lord have mercy. And then, like I said, if I take 2 minutes to look at this guy's personality, I can see why he's drying up cats in the bedroom. I can see why. Typically, guys who are extremely childish, always joking around and goofing around, just like I said, it goes back to having the insufferable personality. Yeah, that can dry up the cat. At least that's what I noticed. It was usually those types that also had that complaint. So, yeah, this discussion basically emphasizes how important it is to have self-awareness, okay? You thought you ate, but actually your insults, they actually say a lot about you and what's going on in your life, okay? Alrighty. Bye, y'all. Mwah.